Hi, Aries, Sun, Moon, Ascendant, or Venus. This is Dane, and I'm going to be doing your May 2022 money and career reading for you. Now, I ask if this reading resonates with you. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. If you're interested in any of the cards that I'm using, they will be listed in the description box below. Before we begin this meditation and clear the energy space, I want to apologize for my voice. I have come down with a cold. So now let's clear the energy space, raising our own energy vibration and releasing any negativity. This cleanse and meditation will be accompanied by a loud sound. So let's take a nice deep breath in, exhaling whenever it feels comfortable for you. Releasing all negativity from the body like storm clouds. Letting yourself feel calm, centered, and at peace as we enter into this safe and loving space. I'm just seeing musical notes come forward for you, Aries. There's something that needs to be heard. There's something that needs to be acknowledged. It's been tapping you on the shoulder for quite a while, and it's going to lead you down a path that you hadn't really anticipated. But it's like, listen to this coming forward. So let's see what energy we need to be mindful of. Angels and spirit guides, show me clearly. Guide this reading and show me clearly, angels. We have the 7 of Cups. Okay. There's a lot of choices to be made coming forward. And what we need to be mindful of is being overwhelmed by the choices. Kind of always thinking, oh, I should have done that or I should have done that. Very much a second guessing of ourselves. There's also going to be someone who we're working with who constantly second guesses every single decision that is being made. And we need to be very aware of this because this person is going to knock us off our game and make us think maybe we're not doing things right until we realize, oh, this is just them. They second guess, worry, rip everything apart. That's who this person is. So let's look at our chakra energy. Angels and spirit guides, show me clearly. Guide this reading. Visualization. This is the third eye chakra. Visualization gets a bad rap, right? Because we have this idea that if I visualize it, it will automatically manifest, happen. But it's opening up the pathways in our mind. It's saying, if I can see it, if I can visualize it, then there's power to it. And my mind says, I can do this. So here, during this time, as we visualize, we're opening up our third eye. We're opening up ourselves to endless possibilities. And we're saying, I'm not confined. And also, when we visualize something, look at the fear that comes up with it. Look at the chaos that comes around it. What is it that subconsciously, we're saying, I'm not ready for that? Because when we visualize, there will be this kind of nagging voice behind us that says, oh, but what about this? And what about that? It's going to be that worry, again, from the choices coming forward, but it's that worry that makes us doubt the way that we're moving forward. So be aware of this during this time. Let's look at our tarot. Angels and spirit guides, show me clearly. Guide this reading and show me clearly. So we have the 5 of Cups. We have the Ace of Wands. And we have the 8 of Cups. What we're going to see here during this time is a really big shift. With the 5 of Cups, there's going to be a focus on things that have fallen apart. Things that we might not be able to build back up. There is a sense here when it comes to work, it's like, oh, but I have to fix this. And what Spirit's saying is that maybe we have to leave some things behind and then move forward and say, okay, this is where I need to be, or this is what's appropriate for me. I don't know why Spirit's saying appropriate, but that's going to be really important. It's like, this is where I need to spend my time. This is where I need to denote my energy. And that's going to help to build me up. but other things are going to kind of tumble us down. So just be aware of this, be mindful of it. Turning around and seeing what unifies us, what brings us harmony, and what brings us blessings, that's going to help us to elevate ourselves and really see ourselves moving forward. Because as we change our mind, as we change our lives, as we change what we're focusing on emotionally, it leads us to God's source spirit, however you see the divine, the universe, handing us a gift just for us, where it comes to career, where it comes to our passion and what we desire. There is going to be, again, somebody that we're working with, or, something that's going on here. They're going to want to really focus on the failures, or it's kind of like you weren't always right. And it's like, yeah, okay, but look at this. Everybody's allowed to stumble, but look at this, because there's a blessing coming forward here. There is an innovation, there's an insight, there's an idea, there's a spark, and you have to run with that. If you don't run with it, where are you going to be? What are you going to achieve, kind of thing. So Spirit is saying here, take that leap, light the way forward. You're trying something new. It's like you're trying something new and you're going to have to fail a couple of times before you get it. I just keep on seeing a light bulb spark on, and it goes off, it sparks on. So I don't know if you're trying to invent something or, come up with a new idea with something, but that's going to be important. It's like you're going to have that light bulb moment. But again, it's like Edison inventing the light bulb. It's going to take a really long time. And there's also this sense of sketching something out. You're going to have to conceptualize it. And people aren't going to be able to see your thought process. So sketch, I'm just hearing sketch, is coming forward very powerfully. So acknowledging that is also going to be important. The 8 of Cups. We're going to need to know when to walk away from something. There's something here that we want to hold on to. And as we're wanting to hold on to it, it's going to be draining our energy and our power, because we're going to think, oh, that's where I need to be. And Spirit's saying, why? Why? There's also a sense of, I need a bigger group, or I need people's support around me. And Spirit's again saying, why? Like that just keeps on coming forward with all these things that are holding us back. Spirit's saying, why? Why? Yeah, just why keeps on coming forward. And that's a really big question to ask ourselves. There is also this sense of, I'm moving towards something more. And as I'm moving towards something more, I'm leaving behind what no longer fits. It brings us then to angels and spirit guides. Show me clearly. Guide this reading and show me clearly. The Wheel of Fortune. Strength, Leo energy. The Hierophant, Taurus energy. The 5 of Wands. And the Lovers, Gemini energy. So it brings us to this place here where things start to change. And we're entering into a new season where we start to see, here, Aries, we're stronger than we think we are. So, I don't know. Can you see this? There we go. So with the Wheel of Fortune coming forward, there is this beautiful sense of change, of power, of insight, of guidance coming with us. There's also the sense of a new season coming forward. And we're going to need a lot of strength as we embrace this change, as we look at things in a different light, in a different way, with a greater understanding than we have before. So there's a door being opened, but there's also a real sense of, no, I'm not doing that. So there's a strength in our voice, but there's also a courage within ourselves. There is somebody who's going to be testing us during this time. They're going to cause us to speak up when we would rather be silent. So just be aware of this, that our voice needs to be heard. When it comes to the Hierophant, this is playing within the institution. This is playing the game. And we're going to be quite good at playing the game. It's just going to take a lot more strength than we thought it was going to. It's like going to take chutzpah. It's chutzpah. It's conviction. There is this energy here with the Wheel of Fortune. Things are changing at work. Period. End of discussion. Like things are going to be different. Even if everything isn't, even if everybody isn't changed, you're just going to feel the energy is different. Okay. It can be that you're kind of plucked out. I'm just seeing, those claw hand games, claw games where you go and you grab the prize, plucked up, put somewhere. Okay. So that's going to be that sense of like, oh, I didn't expect this happening, is going to be around the workplace during this time. There's also a sense of looking at the bigger picture. Okay. So there's something here where it can be very easy to be caught up in petty office politics, in the pettiness, in the infighting. And Spirit's saying that's actually going to keep you from where you need to be. And there's somebody higher up who is paying attention to more things than you realize. With the Five of Wands, okay, so the Five of Wands is that petty fighting, right? The Five of Wands is the gossip, the fighting for the sake of fighting, the disagreement. There's a contrary Mary. That's what I keep on hearing, contrary Mary, coming forward. And this is a person who just, like an Eeyore type of energy, they just like to be down on things. And you're going to take what they're saying very seriously because that's how you're coming to it. But you're going to have to realize with this person that they're not contributing what they think they're contributing. So their perception of reality is not your perception of reality. That's going to make things tricky. So be aware of this. The repeat of the number 5 here 3 times now is telling us that this is a time of freedom and of independence, and it's really us finding our footing and really kind of looking at a bigger picture of where we want to be and how we want to be moving forward. So we're going to see May as, I'm stacking up the dominoes to be able to knock everything down, to be able to knock everything into place. The Lovers. This is Gemini energy. There's duality here. Nothing's going to be as cut and dry as we want it to be. And that's going to be okay. So we have to acknowledge that. There is also going to be a sense of deeper meanings, deeper understandings, looking at things from different angles. So we're going to have one very specific point of view during this time. And another person is going to come in and say, but what about this? And what about that? And look at this question and look at that answer. So things are opening, but we're going to need to collaborate. And yet Spirit is also saying, don't think that it always needs to be with this group. You could think, for some of us here, Aries, it's like, I had to work with this group, or I had to have this person's opinion. You're going outside of where you thought the knowledge was going to come from. So there's going to be a kind of ping pong. I'm just seeing a ping pong back and forth of different information from somebody you didn't even think was a player. So that's going to be interesting. There's also a sense here of asking questions, of going deeper and deeper and deeper. You're not going to be satisfied with surface values, or somebody's not going to be satisfied with just the surface of it. They want you to go deeper, and you want you to go deeper. It's like, I have to kind of dive in here just a little bit. We're having the spark come back where it comes to what we love, what we do. There's some sort of energy here that's igniting us, that's moving us forward. Let's dive deeper. Angels and spirit guides, show me clearly. Guide this reading and show me clearly. We have the 3 of Wands. We have the 6 of Cups. We have the 5 of Pentacles. Again, another 5, and the 8 of Swords. So we have another 8 coming forward. The repeat of the number 8. You can't see that. Let me just move back my camera just a little bit. Can I do that? What is that doing? Okay. So I'll just move it up because it seems to be stuck right now. There we go. Okay, so what's going on right here is that we're going to seem to be taking things very seriously during this time, and that's something we need to be aware of. That we can overthink, we can overanalyze, or we can sit there and say, but those are the rules. And there's somebody coming forward and they're like, well, I don't care about the rules. Like, I care about the emotion of it. And though the emotion is important, we're actually seeing ourselves kind of turning away from being so emotionally reactive to things and saying, but this is the way it needs to be. The 3 of Wands, with this energy, there's an opening. There's a sense of inspiration. There's a sense of ideas. There's a sense of, oh, things can move this way, or, oh, I can embrace this success, and we're going to be surprised. There's also a sense of 3, there are 3, okay, how do I word this? There are going to be 3 points. So I see it's like a map, and you're going to have 3 points on that map to get to where it is that you want to be by the end of this month. And these points are going to be made rather clear during this time. And you're going to be like, oh, well, that's what I do, and that's what I do, and that's what I do. And there's something, it's going to be weird because you're going to wake up sometimes and be like, oh, I have to download this app, or I have to, Google this question. And you're not going to know why, but do it. Do it, listen to that voice, because it's going to be at the oddest moments where it's like, oh, but I need to do this. And it's really going to be valuable information. It leads us to the 6 of Cups. there's something from the past coming forward. There's something that you had wanted to get done once upon a time that there just wasn't time for. There's going to be time for it now. Don't overthink and overanalyze, because that's going to be super easy to be able to do. Be mindful of it, but move forward. There's also a sense of some insecurities from the past coming forward. You're actually going to kind of be I just see hitting it out of the ballpark. It's not going to be so much of something that holds you back, but something that you're aware of. It's like, oh, wow, I didn't think I could do this. Or, oh, wow, I was told that I wasn't any good at this. Look at me now. So that's going to be really cool. With the 5 of Pentacles, there's a sense of, I feel alone. I feel alone in going after success. I feel alone in looking for prosperity. There's almost a sense of the people we thought were going to be on our side, they just aren't. Within the institution, you don't have to worry about like being shut out or not being able to achieve and to excel. But the people you used to rely on, especially 3 of them, okay, they're not going to be your sounding board. They're not going to have your back the way that they used to, or the way that they had you believe they did. So being aware of that, you're actually going to find that there is a new prosperity, there's a new wealth coming to you. But right now, you have to go through that time where you just feel kind of out on your own. You feel like, oh no, I can't do this. But what Spirit is saying is that yes, you can. Don't get too much in your own mind, because that's what they want. They want you to think like, they want you to think you're not a big deal. And they also want you to think that you can't do it. Because if you can't do it, it gives them a shot to do it. So here, it's not letting other people's words, ideas, define you. And it's also not letting their way of seeing things. Like, they're trapping you because they wanted you to think that you needed them. You don't. You don't. And you're going to be surprised at the way that you can move forward. And it's not saying here make enemies and, don't care what anybody else thinks. But it is saying here that we're putting too much emphasis on certain people, and they're not going to be there in the long run. Their trajectory forward is not the same as yours. You have the repeat of the number 8 3 times. And again, that means that you're going to be taking this time astoundingly seriously, Aries. So seriously that you can miss the fun moments of it. There's also a sense of freedom coming, because we have that repeating here, 4 times. Freedom coming, a need for independence, but it's also going to be this fight. Like, how can I be independent and still do what I need to do to pay the bills? How can I, move things forward without being held back? The repeat of the number 6. This is telling us that there's very nurturing, healing energy around us, very much guiding us, very much leading us forward. But we're going to mistrust it. We're going to think we're almost going to think the heart doesn't have a place here. I want facts. And we just need a balance. We need a balance of it, because there's somebody who's too reactionary, and the way that we're combating their reactionary behavior is to kind of pull back and say, no, now I just want the facts. So be mindful of this, because we're overcompensating. Okay, so let's go a little bit deeper. Angels and spirit guides, show me clearly. Guide this reading and show me clearly, angels and spirit guides. Angels and spirit guides. So we have the Queen of Pentacles. We have the 10 of Wands. We have the 10 of Pentacles. Ooh, we have a lot here. We have the High Priestess. And we have the 6 of Swords. Excuse me. With the Queen of Pentacles, we want to see the Queen of Pentacles when it comes to money, when it comes to career. This is prosperity, success, bounty. But this is also a blessing when it comes to money and a nurturing of that money to move things forward. I'm seeing here that money has a deeper meaning. It's not just, can I fill my bank account type of thing. We need to look at that deeper meaning for that money. Because with the 5 of Pentacles, there's something here with the deeper meaning of the money that is also holding us back, because it's almost like we don't want to be too greedy. I don't know if somebody's, okay, that's interesting. I don't know if somebody's mom or grandma or somebody who was just a very maternal, nurturing figure was always like, don't be too greedy. Don't sing your own praises. Don't, ask for too much. There needs to be enough for everyone. That mantra needs to change, because for somebody who's listening, okay, that stuck really deep. And it's now it needs to be replaced with, I am nurturing the money and it is growing, and there is enough for me and there is enough for everyone. and there's prosperity abounding. So that's going to be really important here. There's also, there needs to be a more, okay, so this is interesting. There needs to be a gentler approach when it comes to money, or when it comes to the way that we make money. Because there is just a sense here of, even though we are the warrior, Aries, we're not going to want to be in the battle every single day. Like, that's just not appealing to us. So there needs to be a calm, there needs to be a beauty to the art of making money and to the art of what we're doing. So if we can start to incorporate beautiful things within our surroundings, and we can start to really, look at the beauty of what we are building, that's really going to help us during this time. Okay. With the 10 of Wands, we keep on adding more and more onto our plate. It's like as soon as we get to one point, we say, okay, I need 18 million different things added on. Stop that. Stop that right now. There is an energy here of, I need to see what I can do with what I have. Like, I need to clear out, to declutter, organize this space to move it forward to where I need to be, to what I desire, and to what's important. The 10 of Wands is also coming to an end of a cycle where we put too much on our plate. We just did. It's kind of like, oh, don't worry, I can do this. Oh, don't worry, I can do this. Oh, don't worry, it's my responsibility. Be aware of that. With the 10 of Pentacles, now it's really interesting. We have the 10 of Wands and we have the 10 of Pentacles. Money, here, the 10 of Pentacles. Career, the 10 of Wands. We're coming to the end of a cycle with career and with money. With our career, we've put too much on our plate. We're also starting to see what we need to let go of, where we need to refresh things, how we need to brighten things up. When it comes to money, we're looking at success. We're looking at, how do I build my prosperity? How do I, for lack of a better term, I just keep on hearing build your portfolio. There is a sense of, how do I expand? And even how do I break into areas, ideas that I never thought of before? So as we're moving things forward here, it's going to be like, how can I expand this? How can I move me to a place where the bounty keeps on growing? There is also a sense of, I need to share this. I'm not just keeping it for myself. I need to share this with others. It brings us then to the High Priestess. This is going to be a time with visualization as well, where our insight is really quite keen. We're lifting the veil from our eyes. We're seeing things so much more clearly. Actually, Spirit is lifting the veil from our eyes. We're going to see who we can trust, who we can't trust, why things aren't working the way that we wanted them to. It can be a little unnerving. So understanding during this time that I need to listen to my instincts, and also that, things are becoming clearer than I had thought they would be. That's going to be a big deal. With the 6 of Swords, we're taking all the knowledge that we know, we're moving forward with it. We're saying, okay, this can be upsetting. Emotionally, it could be very overwhelming, but I need to move forward. I need to take this knowledge and see what can become of it. Instead of just hoarding it inward, I need to bring it forward and embrace it, guide with it, go with it. It moves us then to our subconscious energy to be mindful of. We need to be mindful with the 8 of Cups that during this time, we don't walk away from something too quickly. There's an end that's coming, and it's definitely coming, okay? But we need to be mindful of not throwing the baby out with the bathwater. Don't throw away something beautiful just because, right now it's all mucky. It brings us then to our subconscious chakra message, which is the heart chakra, and that is forgiveness. To embrace our heart, to embrace forgiveness, to embrace healing, to embrace love. And that's going to be really important. To forgive ourselves for not being perfect, for not getting everything right the first time. That's going to be important. Because we're going to see that by forgiving the mistakes and the missteps that we have taken, we start to open up to new prosperity. We start to open up to new bounty. It brings us then to our subconscious tarot message, which begins with strength. We're stronger than we think we are. There's power here. There's tenacity here. There's insight here. There's also a sense of facing what we have feared. And as we face what we have feared, we face who we need to be. And it brings us then to the Empress. That's our partner. That's our partner in crime. That's our person. We are the Emperor in the tarot, and the Empress is our soulmate. Subconsciously, we're moving towards a greater connection. During this time in career, during this time in wealth, We're moving towards a connection that we've been longing for, that we've been waiting for, and it's opening up to us. We have to open up to it. There's a gentler side that's coming forward. We need to embrace that. It's not always one attack after another. There's a quiet, gentle build that needs to come forward now. There's something that we need to nurture. All right, we've pushed. Now we need to nurture it. Now we need to water it. Now we need to watch it grow. It brings us then to the Six of Swords. Here it's very interesting. The Six of Swords stabs the fish. As we take the knowledge hurts us. It's like to know has cost us something. And this knowledge that is building us, that is moving us, that is elevating us, is also having us leave behind things that subconsciously or maybe even consciously, we're like, wow, I could have been happy here. Like it could have worked. It just isn't, or it just didn't. Especially with that person that we're having a problem with. It's like, it could have worked. It could have been a great friendship. It could have been, fantastic, but it's not. That needs to be acknowledged. That needs to be understood. It moves us then to the Page of Wands. During this time, we're represented by the Wands in the Minor Arcana. We're represented by the Emperor, again, in the Major Arcana. This is passion. This is us being a student of our passion. We're taking the gift of the Ace of Wands. We are seeing ourselves looking at our career, looking at things in a different light, being inspired. We're asking questions. We're looking at things in different ways. This is why wondering and questioning is going to be so important. This is a time where if you want to take a course or if you want to talk to somebody who has more knowledge, this is the time to do it because you will be so receptive to taking everything in, to just like soaking it all up like a sponge. Subconsciously, we're going to see ourselves really aligning ourselves with advancement, but also knowing that the hard work has to be put in, that the dedication has to be put in, and that it's going to take time, yes, because the page is at the beginning of his journey. It's going to take time, but we're getting there. And we're really building towards something astounding and towards something worth having. All right, Aries. I hope this reading has resonated with you. I wish you nothing but light, love, peace, and happiness. May harmony always be with you. I am sending loving, healing energy to each and every one of you. I love you all, and stay safe. Let's end this reading with a meditation, a clearing away of negative energy, a raising of our positive energy as we embrace the power and intensity of this time and of ourselves. So take a nice deep breath in, exhaling whenever it feels comfortable for you. May you move forward in peace and in harmony, Aries, and may blessings always be with you.